Alright, in this video, just going to give you a brief intro into section 1.7. It should be very basic review. It's a combination of functions. You can look 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have them listed for you. It's just your basic adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing two functions. So if you ever see this notation where it's f plus g of x, it just means you add the two functions together, f of x plus g of x. Likewise with all the other three. F minus g is the same thing as saying f of x minus g of x. 3 is multiplying and 4 is dividing. Just make sure when you divide, this denominator cannot equal 0 because then it makes the resulting function undefined. Okay, this part here I'm not going to get into, domain of combination functions. So I'm going to go over that in class. The only thing I wanted to go over really was number 1 and number 2, which we're just going to kind of apply the definition of the combination functions. Okay, we're given two functions for number 1. F of x is 2x plus 1, and g of x equals the x squared plus 2x minus 1. For a, it just says find f plus g of x. So again, using the definition, this is the same thing as saying we're just going to take f of x and we're going to add g of x to it. So let's just substitute the equation. So f of x is 2x plus 1. Then we're going to add g of x to it, which is just the x squared plus 2x minus 1. Okay, and then all we're doing here is we're just combining like terms. That's it. We're not solving for x. It's very simple. We're just simplifying. Nothing can combine with x squared, so we're left with that. Let's look. We have 2x, another 2x. We add these, we get 4x. So I'm done with that. This one and this negative one, they cancel out, so there's no constants. This is what we're left with. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Again, you don't have to solve for x. You just simplify it. For b, well, I just do the same thing, except I subtract. So this is just like saying f of x minus g of x. So when I do this, it's 2x plus 1 minus, but make sure when you do this, you're distributing the negative to all of g of x. So I'm going to put parentheses around it, x squared plus 2x minus 1. So the 2x plus 1 stays the same. When we distribute this negative, we're going to get negative x squared minus 2x, and then that negative 1 changes, this negative 1 changes to plus 1. And then just like 1a, just combine your like terms. There's no x squareds other than the negative x squared. Let's see, the x's, now the x's cancel out. 2x minus 2x, they go away, they cancel out. Here we get a positive 1 plus another positive 1, which gives us plus 2. And this is what we end up with. Can't simplify it any further. Okay, number 2, we're just going to look at a multiplication one. So fg of x, this is the same thing as saying, well, let's just take f of x and multiply it by g of x. Just multiply these together. So let's put parentheses around the x plus 5, and we're going to multiply that by g of x, which is 3x. And it's very simple. All we do is distribute the 3x to the x plus 5. So 3x times that x is 3x squared. And 3x times this 5 is plus 15x. Can't combine those, they're not like terms. We're done. Okay, b, this is the only one that's a little tricky because we have a number, this too. What this is like saying is we can add f plus g, but instead of just using x, we're going to replace the x with 2. We're going to substitute it in. So this is just like saying instead of f of x plus g of x, it's f of 2 plus g of 2. So I'm going to substitute 2 in for x, for f of x and g of x. So here, this x right here, I'm going to replace this with 2. So this becomes 2 plus 5. Which is just 7. Then I'm going to put this 2 into that x. So that just becomes, what, 3 times 2, which is 6. So then I just do plus 6. And then I just add that 7 plus 6 equals 13. Alright, so basic stuff. We're just adding, subtracting, multiplying, just using our old rules, combining like terms. But this one, we just had to substitute 2 in for x.